Hi everyone, welcome to Soulbeat Tarot. I'm doing this reading today for the zodiac sign of Pisces. Okay, this is interesting, and I don't know if I've ever said this in one of my videos, but this video, you need to take it however it resonates, because I get the feeling that it could be for yourself, but it also could be someone outside of you. Like, I struggled with that as I was doing the reading, like which perspective it was coming from. So I'm just gonna do the reading as well. We'll just find out. We'll go with it. Okay, so I get the feeling that Spirit has been trying to get a message across, either to someone in your life or to you. And what I saw in my mind was, whenever I'm having like a really bad day and I can't get out of my head, and I'm overthinking everything, I have this thing. I drive for my job, my other job, and so I'm in my car a lot. And so when I'm overthinking things or thinking about stuff from the past that I shouldn't be thinking of, I have birds fly in front of me a lot. And I know I'm having a really, really bad day. I've actually killed, like, I cried. Oh my God, I cried so bad. But one of those birds that was trying to get my attention, I actually hit and killed. But anyway, so I don't know if that happens for you or if this is for someone else, but that's what I saw in my head, was this like total focus, total anger, total it's just being in your head, basically. And Spirit has either tried to get this person's attention or has tried to get your attention, whichever that resonates for most. Because when it's funny, because this, with these together, it's like the universe is trying to offer you something, or someone is trying to offer you something, and you're basically hiding from it. You're basically not taking it, or you're trying to do this for someone else, and it seems like the warning signs of it are this. Okay, I feel like if it's for you, the warning signs of it are how do I want to say this? You really want someone to be gentle with you, to take care of you, to know your needs. But the thing is, people, unless you speak your needs, people don't know your needs. So if it's someone outside of you, this person has become, maybe okay, I guess it seems like something. They start out, they get very gentle and quiet and reserved, and then and which is different for them, and they've maybe like made hints at something. They've made hints that something is slightly wrong, but because it's a very not well spoken, instead of just coming out and saying, I'm having a really bad day and I just need someone to take care of me, to help me, to give me a hug. Like, instead, they don't do that. They want someone to just know. just know what they want in that moment. And then what happens is they don't actually get, because people don't understand, they're not actually speaking their needs, or you, if it's for you, you're not actually speaking your needs. And then it turns into, almost like a game. And then you've flipped, or they have flipped, and they're no longer in this gentle, quiet space. It's more of a angry, assertive, I wish people knew. I just wish, like I'm starting to get like angry and super frustrated, and yeah, it's frustrating. It's super frustrating, and you're basically just covering up the fact that or they are covering up this like gentle, very gentle side with a very, I don't know why I can't find it. Okay, so I guess what it is they're having a hard time speaking. They get to this point where they're blistering. Ooh, that was funny. Their anger inside of them, they're probably not speaking, but you can feel their like anger blistering under the surface. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, just boiling to the point of blistering. And then it goes on so long that it eventually explodes. So, advice. Okay, so for the people who this is happening to, someone else, like you see this happening to someone else, the message is, the message is, it's a blessing and it's a burden. I feel like you see this happening to this person, and you want to be able to help this person, but it seems like you can't have any sort of, especially when they're in this state, this person might need time to settle down. But it almost seems like, in that moment you can't have a conversation with them. In that moment things can't go any way but south, so it's like Spirit is just saying, see it for what it is, but walk away. Give them your love. It doesn't have to be loudly. You can just send love to them, leave love for them, but walk away. That's what the message is. Now, if this is yourself, it's a warning sign. When you start to feel that need, and you need someone to be there for you, and you start to get in that space of frustration and anger, and just, it starts to build and boil inside of you, then that is a time to walk away from it. Think of it, have that perspective, think of it as a blessing for yourself, that you see the warning signs, and you can feel this emotion start to boil inside of you, but because because you're amazing and spiritual, and yeah, this stuff happens to everyone. But okay, so now you know the warning signs. You can walk away from that. You can walk away from that emotion. It's not easy. I'm not going to say how you're going to do it because it's going to be different for everyone. But you have the ability to stop yourself. You know, I will say meditation for me has helped tremendously. I In a past marriage, I've had some very bad experiences, and if anyone has dealt with that, you know where I'm coming from. It can be extremely frustrating, and it can be extremely hard, and it makes you boil and bubble under the surface. And you know, whenever I got into that space where I felt like that was starting to happen, I meditated, and there were days that I had to meditate probably 50 times a day to get myself out of that state. And eventually, it just became, because at first it was a thing. I had to go sit in a very quiet space. It was hard for me to get in. It was very hard for me to get into that space of meditation. But eventually, it came so easy. I can do it in the car. Like, I literally can feel that start to come up, and I can align my chakras. I don't really know how to explain that because that's just what I've developed for myself. But I basically just breathe and I focus internally and I shut my mind off, and it stops it immediately. So, it's that giving yourself unconditional love, giving yourself that space to calm and to bring yourself back down to center. It's like this card is totally different. It's not, it's seeing that fire starting, but actually walking away from it, not letting it escalate to the point of like a volcano erupting. I just saw 12:22 on the clock. This was a really cool message. Here, let's get an advice card because that seems to be, yeah. And what do I want to say? There's so many different things that you can do to calm yourself, and there's if meditation isn't the right thing for, I think everyone should try meditation. I know that I really struggled with it when I first started doing it. I was so angry that I just couldn't. I would get up and storm away and be like, I can't do this. I just could not put myself into a meditative state. And now to think about that, it really makes me, I have to laugh at myself because otherwise I feel embarrassed for myself that I was ever that angry and closed off to the universe, because all the universe wants to do is help you. They send you these lessons as a way for you to better yourself. It makes me think of a person who goes through their entire life closed off to these messages and angry, and what a waste. Like, when you can give love to yourself and then you can give love to others, and everything can be flowing and happy, and when you accept the gifts and the messages and the lessons, and you just take it with gratitude, like, it's so wonderful. When you can put a positive spin on anything. It's funny because I was reading something one day about toxic positivity, which I'm sure there is such a thing, but if that toxic positivity is keeping you like in a abusive relationship or something like that, then yeah, that's toxic positivity. But if you're trying to heal from something, from a past event that is no longer in your life, that is no longer causing you harm or negative feelings towards yourself, if it's just a lesson to be learned and you looking back and putting a positive spin, it's like EMDR therapy. That's basically what they do. They have you relive a traumatic experience, and then help you put a positive spin on it. And it helps you actually release that traumatic event. It's actually how I healed myself. I just didn't realize what I was doing. Anyway, I don't know. That just came out. You might, if you don't know what it is, it might be something that's beneficial. If this is you, that sort of therapy might be something that's beneficial for you. Okay, Spirit, can we get an advice card for my Pisces? All right, you got ground yourself. Being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with Divine Source. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. All right, I'm going to take these. This one wanted to come out, and then the other one was on the bottom. You are not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, oh, this makes me think of like when this happens, when you really let yourself start to boil. It's like your connection to your guidance totally gets cut off. Whereas I just want to say meditating, because that's what came into my mind, because it's a super beneficial thing for everyone. You know, meditating, when I say bring you back to your center, being back to your center is going to, you know, let you reconnect to the things that you need to be connected to in order to stay in flow state, to stay in a positive mood, to, you know, not let outside things affect you. Anyway, I'm going to start this over. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends, and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. And then you also got soul solitude. Your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet. A place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you. Oh, that also made me think of, you know, if meditation, or even if you're having, okay, so if you're having a hard time meditating, being out in nature, anything can be a meditation. You know, for some people cooking is, for some people, you know, going for a walk or whatever brings you back to your center, you know, and just doing that for yourself, seeing the signs, seeing something start to happen and doing it for yourself. What do I want to say? Like if it's this outside person, if you know them well enough, find a way to, what do I want to say? I want to say find a way to diffuse the situation. In most cases, it's going to be to just give them love and walk away. But there does also seem to be the message of, if you know this person well enough and you know that, you know, taking them for suggesting a walk or putting music on, or, you know, if you know them well enough, you may know how to put this person back at ease, you know, so that they don't boil to the point of eruption. I guess, okay, yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay, I want to read this one too. Sorry. It was the other underneath card. It says, listen, you have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not just what's being said, but to what lies beneath the words. Okay, so that seems to be for if this is what's happening, if this is happening to someone else, to not give them advice in this moment when they're blistering, because they're not, it's just not going to be a good time. Yeah. And to try to get them out of that state. This is interesting. What an awesome reading. I hope that this resonated and was helpful. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you back next time. Bye.